Okay, part 2 of going over astrology. If you love history and actual truth, go ahead and give me a follow. I collect old books. Right now, we are in the Chambers Encyclopedias printed in the 1890s. You can click on the comment and go back, and part 1 will be under the comment as well. It was called the ascendant, hence our expressions ascendancy, and his star is in the ascendant. Secondly, the houses differed in their subject matter. Thus, 1 life, 2 riches, 3 brethren, 4 parents, 5 children, 6 health, 7 marriage, 8 death, 9 religion, 10 dignities, 11 friends, 12 enemies. Thirdly, certain houses belonged to certain planets, which, when in them, had peculiar power. How the characteristics of a house were summed up may be seen from the following description, taken, however, from a work founded on the elliptical scheme. Cancer, in this scheme, the 4th house is in the sign of the tropic, particularly fruitful, but cold, watery, nocturnal, northerly, movable, weak, and mute. It is the house of the moon, an exaltation of Jupiter. It produces pale and pale complexions, round features, gray or mild blue eyes, weak voice, the superior portions of the body large, slender arms, and an effeminate constitution. 3 houses were assigned by the observer to each of the 4 stages of the person whose horoscope was drawn. And we can easily see how, having fixed the planetary configurations, he had the means of a pseudoscientific prophecy at his disposal. And right here it shows usual method in drawing a horoscope of representing the 12 houses of heaven. Also completely unrelated, but I think it's crazy how people who follow like organized religion will talk about how the people who follow astronomy and astrology and all that stuff and rocks and, moon cycles, that it's all witchcraft and blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, the whole time they're literally reading a book all about witchcraft where they pray to Lord, who is quite literally Baal, and they don't even realize it. It just blows my mind how brainwashed people are. Not saying that God doesn't exist, because God absolutely exists, but God does not do organized religion. Organized religion is a lie and a way to control people. I digress. From the above description, it can also be seen how closely astrology was connected with physiognomy and observation of bodily appearance. Each planet, in some schemes each house, ruled certain parts of the world and of the human body, being thus productive or avertive of certain diseases, and specially ruling certain states. Mars was lord of iron and the blood. Aries ruled Great Britain, France, and Germany. A conjunction of Mars and Saturn, malignant in his influence in Aries, might then threaten war and pestilence to a great part of Europe. Gemini ruled the arms and shoulders, but different authorities in a matter so much of fancy differed much in assigning these properties, and fierce controversies have raged between them, now happily forgotten. Still, however, many accept this strange but not unnatural superstition. The astronomer royal is often annoyed by letters requesting him to draw the horoscope of children or to help by the stars in finding lost property. Hence, astrology is now a means of extracting money from the simple. The astrology man, or sometimes woman, still has a delineation of the zodiac in his darkened room, and conjures with it to take the loss of curious servant girls and apprentices. Zadkiel's Almanac and the magazine Urania, by their existence, show to that such credulity is not confined to the illiterate, but the chief interest of astrology to the educated is an almost forgotten but remarkable development of the mind of man. Our everyday language, however, still testifies to the once widespread belief in astrology. We still speak of men as jovial or Saturn or mercurial in temperament and unconscious survival of the time when the planet under which a man was born permanently influenced his life. Jupiter, or Jove, was the joyfulest star. Hence, those born when he was in the ascendant were jovial or joyous, while those born under Saturn were saturnine. I don't know why that word, my brain's like, nope, grave and gloomy. And those under Mercury as mercurial, and light-hearted as himself. The words disastrous ill-starred ascendancy and influence, as well as such phrases as born under a lucky star, point in the same direction. Long after astrology ceased to be a belief, it retained its power over the imagination. Thus, allusions to it are frequent in Milton, Ben Jonson, and their contemporaries, though its claim to being a real science was by that time generally discredited. It is interesting to see that even Chaucer, in his later tales, had come to think it a delusion, though in early years he must have been a devoted student of it, as is testified by his learned discussion of the subject in the treatise on the astrolabe, written for his son and published in 1391. God, I wish I had these books. Readers will find further information in Christmas's Cradle of the Two Giants, Science and History, Roebuck's Astrology and Magic, Zedekiel's Handbook to Astrology, Raphael's Guide to Astrology, and in the valuable work of M. Lenormand. Oh my goodness, dude. I know I say this all the time if you've been here, but I wish that I had access to all these books. Can you imagine? And the problem right now, too, is the AI companies, allegedly, right, for entertainment purposes, are going around and buying up huge quantities of the books that are left. And they're saying that they're putting them into the system and then destroying them because the books aren't needed. There is no way that they're going to try to hold on to this original information. That's why these books are so important. So eBay is getting out of control. But if y'all want to get books like this, I'm telling you, check local yard sales, check estate sales. If you're in a smaller town, sometimes the libraries will have local book sales. Like there's one by us that has a book sale once a month. People donate books. I got my first set of encyclopedias that was printed in 1920s there for $10. It was missing 2 copies, but my husband did find them on eBay. But $10 for a set of encyclopedias that somebody thought was trash. So I'm telling you, if you can get your hands on any old books, do it. Also, leave me a comment. What should we go over next?